But we have to always remember that the world is watching us, is watching what we do. And a lot of times we don't even know that this is going on. But when we step out of our comfort zone and do deeds because of our faith, God uses that miraculously. TJ mentioned one of the things that I do quite frequently is speak in prisons. And we're not talking jails, we're talking penitentiaries here, okay? So these are men who have done some pretty bad things, okay? And again, this was an opportunity that I didn't ever dream of doing, but God placed it in my path, and because I wanted to be faithful, I stepped forward and started doing it. So everywhere I go around the country, if I go to another state, I try to speak into one of the prisons there. I do it kind of as a tithe, kind of a give back to the community. I do it for free. And so every probably couple of months, I'm down in Salem. I'm either at the Oregon State Penitentiary or the Oregon State Correctional Institution. And the Oregon State Penitentiary is a maximum security prison. The guys in there are generally incarcerated from 10 years to life. And the OSCI is a medium security prison, and the men that are there are generally incarcerated for 3 to 10 years. They're only considered a medium risk to health and human safety. And because I'm a subcontractor, when I go to OSCI, I have a badge, and once I get past the main gates, I don't have a corrections officer with me. I'm just wandering around in Gen Pop, in the general population, and, they know I'm not one of them, okay? So it was a little bit uncomfortable the first few times that I had to do that. Because it's such a spiritually oppressive environment in the prisons, I really hate to go. I mean, I confess that I don't like to do it. A couple of days before I'm scheduled to go, my mind starts thinking of reasons why I shouldn't go and excuses. And in fact, I even have nightmares usually the night before because I just don't want to go. But when I force myself to go, almost every time God does miraculous things. I was there, this has probably been a year ago now, and at OSCI, the medium security prison, the group that I speak to is a group of men who are within 6 months of getting out. They're in a transition program. And one day I was in there and I was speaking to them, and when I got done, I was getting ready to leave. And probably from about here to that door, there's a little hallway that leads out into the main part of the prison, and next to it is a little office sitting there. And as I got ready to go, I started to leave, and I looked up, and this great, big, huge inmate, big, bald guy, huge muscles, stepped in front of the door like this. And I'm thinking to myself, this ain't such a good development here, But you can't show fear in prison, so I kind of took a big breath, and I walked up to him, and he said, "Mr. Johnson?" And I said, "Yeah." No, I said, "Yeah." And he said, I can't, he stuck out his hand and he said, "I can't attend your classes because I don't get out of prison until 2012. He goes, "But I want you to know that I sit in that little office over there every time you come, and I open the window and I listen to you, and I just wanted to thank you for changing my life because I'm trying to be a better dad and trying to be a better man." And I thought to myself, man, is that worth the nightmares? Is that worth the struggles of coming down here and going out of my comfort zone to do something? Absolutely. And even though I feel like I fail a lot in the things that I do, I prefer to be one of those people that Connolly described who understand that to do nothing is worse than to do something and fail.